dogfights in the Swiss Alps. You know why? The Jets were afraid of the Avalanche.
Oh, God.
Avs taking on the best team in the NHL tonight. They're going to have to dig deep to find a win in this one. Let's start the pregame show.
All right, it is the Toyota Lounge, brought to you by your Front Range Toyota dealers and the DNVR Avalanche Pregame Show in a epic playoff rematch from a year ago. But is it? The Avalanche pretty banged up right now. We were listening to the radio driving in today, and everybody making this about that. But listen, this is still a very injured Avalanche team, and not the team that was iced for the playoffs last year against Winnipeg. The Winnipeg Jets are off to a ridiculous start of the regular season. They are the hottest team in the NHL right now. The Avs are coming off of their best victory of the season against a struggling Seattle Kraken team, but I don't really care about that. They were complete from top to bottom. I'm looking forward to this one for a lot of reasons. And listen, I understand everybody's probably thinking, okay, Winnipeg really good right now. Avalanche, hot and cold, starting Georgiev, a lot of question marks. But I'll tell you what, this could be a statement game for Colorado.
If they win it, I don't care how they win it. It's a statement.
They don't ask how.
Do I expect them to win it? I'm the pessimistic one, so.
I'm the optimistic one. I think we rally off of a good performance. Cale Makar, a game time decision, but I intentionally put the crown on the set. Okay, all hail Cale.
They need him. They're going to need him if he can go. I'll put it to you that way.
The defense has been... You wearing the shirt? No, you had to check.
I had to wash it.
Okay, that's all right. It's in the machine.
God.
It's snowy out. You look hockey.
You do look very hockey walking tonight.
Yeah.
About that hockey.
Yeah, so listen, this is a game, and we're going to talk about it. Of course, we'll have Big E's 3 keys. We'll talk about a secret weapon in the mix, and then we've got some bets for you. Also, we'll see how that all plays out. But
Makar is on the ice for warm-ups.
Okay,
so
all right. So that's a great sign.
Probably playing.
All right, well, there you go. Listen, that's a real good sign because it's like you just get Lecky back, and then you're like, oh, are we losing? Did we just lose?
Best player on the planet.
Best player.
The worst trade deal in the history of trade deals if it was Lecky for Makar.
Please.
We like Lecky, but hey, there's a limit.
I will not name the person, but I heard somebody in the press box the other day say that an Avalanche presser, say that they were willing to sacrifice any limbs of theirs to Cale Makar if it ensured that he would play.
You can have my groin.
Pretty unselfish.
It's fine. Yeah.
You don't need it. You don't use it.
What am I doing with it?
Yeah, what are you doing with your groin?
Mine's strong.
Yeah, you're fine.
I could give it to him.
See, there you go. Selfishness.
Cale, the offer's on the table.
Yeah. Don't we have like 3D printing for that shit now or something?
You would think.
Yeah, it's fine.
You can figure it out.
Let's talk about game notes. Cale Makar on the ice for warm-ups. That's a really good sign. Lehkonen, obviously back. Still no Duran. Still no Miles Wood. Colton, whatever. Landeskog, no update. Tiff, do we have that injury graphic ready and to go by chance? Just so that we can go through the infirmary list that I'm having a lot of trouble keeping up with. So, Duran's day-to-day with the upper body. Wood, undisclosed, still week to week. Nichushkin, that's not obviously an injury. That's the NHL suspension. Eligible on the 14th. Most likely will play on the 15th. Ross Colton, we won't talk about. Gabriel Landeskog, we won't talk about, only because the bottom two hurt my heart.
Yeah.
But listen, they'll have Lehkonen back in the lineup. He sure did look great last game. Let's talk a little bit about him, and then let's transition that into talking about the fact that it is Alexander Georgiev getting the start in net tonight against the hottest team in the NHL.
Yeah, if we're going to talk about Lehkonen, we can bring up my stat pack too, because
Let's do that now.
these teams are number 1 and number 2 in the NHL in power play percentage. Both of them elite on the power play. Artturi Lehkonen, a big part of that, working that bumper spot now for Colorado's power play. They're going to need the best out of Lehkonen. And the thing that makes Lehkonen great is he knows how to play, call it second fiddle, whatever you want to call it. He's the auxiliary guy next to Nathan MacKinnon. MacKinnon's going to have to go out and be the man again. Be better than Kyle Connor on the other side, because those are the 2 points leaders for this team. It's those guys that really drive the play of the Lehkonens, or in Connor's place, he plays next to Scheifele on that top line. Avs need to play a complete game too, though. The Winnipeg Jets are the best goal differential team in the NHL in the third period. They finish games strong. The Avs are not going to be able to get a lead and kind of cruise in this one.
What's the numbers there, Rude? Okay, I can't read.
Plus 13 for Winnipeg, minus 5 for Colorado in the third period.
Yikes.
Yeah, not great. The other side there, the Avs currently the worst team in the NHL for goals against average.
Is that good?
That's not good.
It's not good.
And we'll talk about Georgiev in a second, I'm sure. And then points percentage, like you guys said, Winnipeg, the hottest team in the league, 900% points percentage. That's not going to last. Why not make tonight the night that stops that ridiculous number? But with Lecky specifically, look, the Avs are going to need a full team defensive effort again tonight. They got it against Seattle. If you can repeat that process, you've got a chance tonight.
Well, like you were saying, we were driving down and listening to, this is not a knock on NHL Network, but when you're doing the national show, right, you're going after, you're going through every game. I'm not too sure how many games are tonight. There's a few, right?
A few in the NHL tonight.
Just a couple.
But they're talking about like the Avs against Winnipeg, and it's a rematch. And again, they're saying that. And then the guy from Winnipeg was on the show, and he's saying like, not once does he say they're missing like.
They built up the rivalry hugely.
But it's like at the end of the day, this is what I'm just being honest. You're right. If you do win that game, it is a statement game. And then if you do lose it on the state of Winnipeg, on the side of Winnipeg, you're missing a bunch of. They know they're missing a bunch of guys, the Avalanche, and that can hurt you a little bit, because you're like, really, like, man, they own us again, like last year. So it is a big game tonight, and then. We'll talk about Georgiev in a second. I'll wait till we get there. But, again, they are missing a lot of key elements still. And thank God, like he came back, we saw how much of a difference he made last game. And then we'll still cross our fingers. We knew that it wasn't going to be major. Kale getting on the plane 48 hours, whatever, after yesterday, 24 hours ago, to get down to Winnipeg. That meant that for a one-game trip, if you're going on the trip, that means there's most likely you're going to be playing, or else he would have
serious at very least.
That's my point. He would have stayed back and then did some therapy here with Donovan, or whoever would have stayed back with him. So somewhere, somehow, let's cross our fingers. I sent that picture today. I meant it. He is the best player on the planet, and he is that's all they talked about on that show. You know what I mean? For the 2 minutes they talked about the game, they were talking about Cale Makar. And I'm like, it's a Winnipeg guy talking. It's not even an Avalanche guy. It wasn't even McGahey or anything. So we know that he can be dangerous. Everyone in the world knows he's dangerous, so let's keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully warm-up goes well for him.
Him being in the lineup would be huge. Obviously, they don't need any more setbacks in terms of who's in, who's out. That would be detrimental. I mean, I feel like most of the time it's so funny. You watch hockey games. I've said this to so many people. You know what I'm talking about. You watch hockey games so many different ways, right? I've watched it as a coach, I've watched it as a fan, I've watched it as a broadcaster, I've watched it as somebody who has no vested interest whatsoever in the game. So I guess that's a fan perspective. You've watched it as a parent, right? When Maxi's in net playing for Boston. I've watched it with my best friend, trying to win a Stanley Cup. You get so emotionally involved. I feel right now, like watching the Avalanche, like I'm obviously rooting for them to win, but then I'm like, oh, please, God, don't let anybody get hurt.
Yeah.
Like, every time a guy goes down or there's a rough hit, or I'm like, come on. Up, like an expectant parent.
The reality is the Avs just can't really sustain any more injuries.
Well, they can't sustain anymore.
It's not in their control, but the season could... If Makar was missing significant time, the season could have fallen apart.
Well, yeah, you and again, remember, like we keep telling you guys this, they're hanging in there, right? They're one game below 500, which in my opinion, like I don't care what anybody says, I'll fight you. Like, that's miraculous based on the fact that they've iced an AHL roster for most of of the 13 games to start this season. So credit to the guys that have taken them on their back, and I'm the first one to give Mac a ton of credit. He's stepped up in a huge way. Makar stepped up in a huge way. I love the depth scoring of last game, and I do think that that's going to play a huge factor in a game like tonight. You need to have another game like you had tonight, like you had against Seattle, and you need Georgiev to make some very big stops.
And that's the answer. We can pour over the game notes and talk about this guy, that guy, the other thing. The reality is, if you want to beat a best team in the league, a team that is blowing the roof off a building when it comes to their production, you have to get Georgiev's best game tonight. You have to.
Yep.
This is non-negotiable if the Avs want to win this game. And goaltending is important every night, but you're looking at a team that Georgiev has played pretty well against, at least through the playoffs. Yes, I know game 1 happened, but after that, he was pretty good. He has to find it. He has to find it for this Avalanche team. I'm remiss to say they're not going to keep playing him, because I say that every time he has a bad game and they keep playing him. So they're probably going to keep playing him, but he needs to start having good games. It's just the reality.
Well, tonight would be a good time to begin that whole thing, because otherwise it could be tough. And then you've got a follow-up tough game on Saturday at home against the Carolina Hurricanes, who are also a good hockey team. So you got a couple of good tough tests. Let's talk more about this game, but let's first get the Big E's 3 keys locked in.
Big E's 3 keys on the road tonight versus the Winnipeg Jets. Big test for the Avalanche tonight. Key number 1, listen, power surge. What do I mean by that? You are seeing tonight the top 2 teams on the power play in the National Hockey League. Winnipeg, number 1 at 44.4% of conversion here. And your Colorado Avalanche at an even 37%. So do not take stupid penalties. Do not take unnecessary penalties. It's going to be important to be very disciplined tonight. It could be one on the power play tonight or on the penalty killing. So special teams, I know we stay away from those in keys, but tonight they are crucial. And what else are you going to need? We stay away from it in keys as well. You're going to need key saves at that time. I don't care what people say. It is crucial. It is imperative tonight to get the saves on the PK. We'll see what happens. But then again, what's your best way of killing a penalty? Don't take a penalty. All right. Listen, number 2, study and be focused. We talked about it. This is a team that's plus 32 in goal differential. What does that mean? That means that they're scoring goals at 5-on-5. They are rolling. They are steamrolling the National Hockey League right now. You're going to need to be sharp, perfect every shift. You cannot let your foot off the gas. You cannot let your thought process go to sleep for a little bit. No brain farts. Very important. Every face-off, know your assignments, know where you're going. Every read in the defensive zone, communicate, let's talk, let's be sharp, let's get out of our zone, and then let's go play in their zone. Nobody wants to play in their zone. Number 3, go to your home. Just like the famous movie there. Go to your home tonight. Very important. Hellebuck, one of the best goaltenders in the National Hockey League in regular season. Tonight, you're going to need to go in front of him. Take away his eyes. Get to the home in front of the net. That's where you're going to score goals. I call that what? Pizza time. Pizza time. Go to pizza. Go to that triangle right there. You want to score goals tonight? Rebounds, deflections, pucks off your body, second, third attempts. This is where you're going to score goals tonight. Nothing pretty. Get greasy, get dirty, and that's why I say go to pizza. Pizza time.
All right. Well, you look good in that, by the way. Hat to beanie. Now you're here. We might as well just go right into our hockey in the Rockies. We recorded it earlier, threw it up on Twitter. Why don't we go to that? And then what I want to do is switch to talking about Secret Weapon. And then we're going to get into our Bet365 action. But one other thing I want to talk about as well. But for right now, E and I with a chilly early morning, hockey in the Rockies as the snow falling in the Denver. Hey everybody, it is Gizmo and Big E with the DNVR Hockey in the Rockies game day as the boys are north in Winnipeg where it's less snowy and a lot warmer than it is in Denver, Colorado right now. Man, we went from summer to winter in a minute. We're in like hoodies, and it's just like a foot of snow outside.
I've been in Winnipeg. I'll tell you, that's probably a couple times where I've been the most cold in my entire life. So it sounds like it's colder here. That's why it's going to be a fun hockey game tonight in Winnipeg.
It will be indeed. Let's talk about it tonight. The boys coming off of a huge win the other day, but this is a big one tonight. Obviously, the Winnipeg Jets are a team that are playing very good hockey right now. You're getting a team that's healthy now in the Avalanche, but there's a lot of question marks in the game tonight against a big test.
No, absolutely. And you're right. The Winnipeg Jets are steamrolling the entire league right now. They have lost one game, which happened to be at home. They have a perfect record on the road. Plus minus goal differential, like I think 32 at the top of the league. Not even close, actually. They are rolling. Hellebuck is on absolute regular season heater. We all know last year wasn't the greatest. He's a great goalie. Vezina caliber goalie, but he wasn't the greatest in the playoffs last year. But this year, like the last regular season, he has been on fire. Could be a statement game for the Avalanche. We all know that they're starting to get healthier a little bit, obviously with Lecky back last game. Still lots of pieces missing. That's why I say you win that game. Could be a statement game towards the rest of the league and especially the Winnipeg Jets in the Western Conference.
No news on if Cale Makar will be skating tonight. We know that they've got Lehkonen back. Nothing yet on some of the other injuries. We'll keep you updated that throughout the day as we get information. Depth scoring happened for the Colorado Avalanche last game. They're going to need that again tonight. Georgiev getting the start, so hopefully we see a great performance out of him, but there's some question marks there.
There's some question marks, and again, I've said it before. I haven't been the best fan of his since last season. Listen, he's a goalie in the National Hockey League. I respect him, respect the athlete. We wish him well. I wish him well tonight. Listen, we want the Colorado Avalanche to win the game. In order to do that, you're going to need goaltending.
Yes, you are.
You're going to need Alexander Georgiev to be on top of his game. I wish and I'm sending good vibes, and I know we all are.
We are, of course.
Both of us and everybody and all the fan base and management as well. You want your goaltender to get out of a funk. Listen, he's been in a funk this season. It hasn't been pretty. What better than a team where you beat last year in the playoffs, right? With the Colorado Avalanche as a sweater that he was wearing. I think that's his only win, series win in the last few years as being the goalie of the Avalanche. So this is an environment that he knows well. He feels pretty confident over there. Maybe that was the right decision to put him in there. We'll see. Time will tell, and wish him the best of luck tonight because the Avalanche are going to need it.
Puck drop, 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 5:30 pregame show from the DNVR bar. Come on down. We got a watch party, some giveaways, and some specials. We'll be hanging out. We'll come say hello. Hopefully we're doing some shots with you. We'll do a shot with you every single goal the Avalanche score if you're down hanging out with us. So come to the DNVR bar tonight. We will be there early. How's my Movember going? It's going to come in hot.
Yikes.
It's going to come in hot.
I shaved yesterday.
Yeah, no, you didn't. We'll see. I want to hear from you guys, too. Do I go with just the stash or do we go goatee? We're not going full beard. We're going to shape it a little bit, but you let me know. We'll see you tonight. Okay, I want to know. Like, we're talking about the, gosh, all hail the king. Just mean anytime you wear that, I'll have to do the British accent.
I'm going to go get the
absolutely.
guillotine if he keeps wearing that.
The guillotine? That's not where it goes. God, I set that up earlier. Sorry. All right, I mentioned it at the very end of Hockey the Rockies. I am going to participate in Movember because my awesome nephew Billy has talked me into it. By the way, what's up, kiddo? Love you. What are we thinking here? Is it goatee or is it mustache?
I'm always a goatee guy, to be honest, but I don't mind a good mustache. Can you grow a good mustache?
Yeah,
I guess I don't know
I'm
what
Italian.
your mustache looks
I'm
like.
Italian.
Yeah, you'll be fine with a mustache then.
All right, well,
You're good.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to start. We'll start goatee and just see. And then we're going to go, what are you shaking your head at?
You got to go Ray Bork full playoff beard. You know,
No,
all the way to your
no,
eyeballs.
no. I will look
all
like...
the way to your eyeballs up top there.
If you don't look
Not
like
good.
Mario by the end of the month.
It's me,
Yeah.
Mario.
Exactly.
Hey,
full Ray Bork,
a book
buddy.
in the pepper. It's a bibbidi bobbidi bobbidi boy, huh? He's a good one.
Give me some of the gabagool.
All right, well, everybody say, oh my gosh, a lot of mustaches. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with the goatee. I'll get the sides cleaned up by Saturday. We'll give the goatee a minute, and then if not, we'll go mustache. But if we're going mustache, we're going like...
handlebars.
Yeah, we're going down a little bit. We're going to go down. Because I did this when I was with the Chicago Blackhawks, and it was a tough look.
It looks fine now.
All right. All right, we're going to clean it up a little bit.
I don't know what it grows out into, but it looks fine.
Might be interesting. All right, I have no idea what you two have cooked up in your bromance in terms of a secret weapon, but what is the secret weapon tonight? And who am I asking this first?
You want me to go first?
All right, this should be interesting.
I think this goes beyond tonight, but this is secret weapon for the Avs this year is someone that I think I at least should be giving more credit, and that's Sam Girard.
Okay.
Girard has 6 points in 13 games. He's producing at a good clip. He's moved up and down your D-core. You've seen him play with Cale Makar on his side, especially when Taves was out, but they're still using him there on rotation. And he probably deserves a couple more assists as the third assist type on the breakout where he sets up rushes for the Avs that he ultimately does not get credit for. I think he's been really, really good this year. I know that Girard-Manson pairing has been a little bit up and down this season, but I think that's more Manson than Sam. So for me on that defense, especially, thankfully, Cale is going to be in tonight, but if he wasn't, I think they would be leaning on Girard even harder than they already were. He's a guy who's done a lot for them this year.
Confirmed, no Cale's in? Oh my God, it's cramping up.
You couldn't even cross them very far.
They were crossings yesterday. Like I had tape on them today. I tweeted it out too, but now, like, oh my God, like they're uncrossed. Okay, good. Secret weapon. There's no sarcasm here. I mean it. I wish him the best, but to me, the secret weapon tonight is our goalpost. So I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
We're gonna need the goalpost tonight.
Oh, buddy.
I mean, if you get a few posts your way, it doesn't hurt. That's for sure.
You need some puck luck. That's what I mean.
Listen, here's the deal. I'm with Eric. I am rooting 1,000% for this hockey team right now, and I care about people. If you know me, you know my motto is make somebody's life better. I'm a positive guy. I try real hard to be a nice person and to help wherever I can, whenever I can. So, yeah, my heart wants to see good things happen tonight for Georgiev because I have a ton of friends that play in the NHL, and I know how hard it is to struggle at the biggest level after you've earned that spot. So, go get him, buddy. Like, I'm rooting for you. I am your biggest fan tonight. I desperately want you to perform and play well, and I hope that you do. And I'm a very religious person as well. I am. Believe in God, and I will definitely say his prayers for Georgiev tonight to have a good game because I believe in this group. I've become attached to this group real quickly. I knew it was going to happen. It happens every time. So I'm definitely rooting for you, buddy. Go get him tonight. Go play your game. Everybody's on your side.
I'm going to steal my lines here, but that's what I wanted to say about the 365.
And we can get to that.
No, I mean, he's going to get to that, but that's what I meant. Like, I've said it before. I'm not a fan, but I'm a fan of the Avs, and I want them to win tonight.
Same.
In order for them to win tonight, like we talked about before in the other segments, we need a performance by him. I want a performance by him, and just to be honest, I stayed away from the Bet365, like on the Winnipeg side of things, because I don't want to send some bad vibes, you know.
No.
And I went and I looked around the league for a goal scored in different games. You know what I mean? So I mean it. Do I believe it? I don't know. Talk to me after the first, but I do. I mean, but I want to send him the best wishes. I want him to get back on track.
It's never
Avs need him
personal.
to get back on
It's
track.
never personal. It's
It is not
just a
personal.
results-oriented business. That's
Yeah.
all. When it comes to the bets at Bet365, though, you can get a little bit personal, and I don't blame anyone who wants to emotionally hedge tonight.
By the way, Bet365, no matter the moment, they're never ordinary.
They are not ordinary. This game is going to have to be extraordinary for the Avs to
look
win,
at you.
perhaps.
God, I love the way you play off of that.
Look, if you
Fucking goal.
want to bet on Winnipeg tonight, either you win money or you're happy that the Avs won a game they probably shouldn't. So I don't blame you if you go that route. I took a first period tie. I would like the Avs to at least stay even with this team and give themselves a chance early in the game. I took Georgiev over 27.5 saves. The reality is, if you think the Avs are going to win, you pretty much are going to need that out of Georgiev. And then in my final bet, I just went with a fun one. I took it to be a tie of the highest scoring period, which is a bet that I take because there's not a lot of good bets on this game. I'm going to be honest. Thankfully, with Bet365, they have some creative bets you can go with to make things a little bit interesting.
I like that first one though. Plus 190.
Yep, plus 190 to tie the first.
I mean, if they're going to win the game, they're going to have to be even or better after the first.
Yeah,
So
you don't get the
my
better
rule.
with that bet, but
No, but I mean, like, again, my saying is even or better, right? So I'll take even. That's a win on the road.
Agreed.
Against that team.
It's a good road period.
I like that one. So I'm going to jump in on that one.
And remember, Bet365 now the official partner of the Nuggets and the Avalanche. And if you sign up right now, you get it's actually $150 in bonus bets plus 2 months of Altitude Plus on that. So winner, chicken dinner, even if you're not a winner for just betting $5.
Why? It's literally free money.
Yeah. Take the free money.
Remember last year I did it and then it hit?
Yeah.
Remember?
Just a reminder as well, you must be 21 or over and physically located in the state of Colorado. And if you or anyone you know has a gambling problem, make sure you call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Always please be responsible. I had to look up the definition of that word when I started reading these ads, but I get it now. I understand it a little better.
You've been responsible once or twice in your life.
Whatever. I'm 43. I don't really. Responsibility.
There's no rules here.
What goes first? Conditioner, shampoo? I don't know. I don't care.
You don't have a 12-in-1? Just wash your whole body with it?
Well, you know what I'm learning? I'm learning again from my boy Billy, who's going to come on a watch along, by the way, next week. Nobody's shampooing anymore. They're conditioning. They're sansing the shampoo for the conditioner. No, it's a thing.
I believe you. I wouldn't know.
I'm doing that. I got the sea salt spray in the hair. We're good. It's getting grayer than all get out, but we're trying.
AJ's the one that's got the steps. AJ's the one that
a lot of work in the shower for his hair.
Product,
a lot of
hair
work
product
for the face and the and the
all that
hair
hair he's got.
Right.
For all the hair he's got.
Luxurious.
AJ.
It's luxurious. All right. Well, puck drop in about it's going to be about 13 minutes away because whatever. All the things happen, but we got about 4 minutes left.
Double anthems kill, buddy.
Yeah, with you all. That's right, double anthems. Oh, Canada tonight. Coming in hot. The anthem, by the way, have been very good at Ball Arena. I've been impressed.
We don't usually get to see it, so
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's coming from the guy that was in, Chicago for 3 years which is arguably the greatest anthem in the NHL. I mean, United Center anthem, right?
It is. It is. You get the chills on the bench when you're...
You do.
You do.
Home or away. It's pretty cool. Whole place stands up. Place is going friggin' wild. They are on their feet, literally cheering the entire anthem. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Okay, any last thoughts tonight? I guess the last question that I have for you guys is, what is the follow-up game to a career night by Nathan MacKinnon? 5 points against Seattle. He was as good can be. What does he do tonight?
He's got to put one in the back of the net tonight. I think he does. Look, not to take away from Nathan MacKinnon making everyone around him better. He absolutely does that. But you pass the puck to Chris Wagner against Connor Hellebuck. Hellebuck's going to make that save.
Okay.
I mean, he had a career night in assists, but what's his career night in points?
I think it's also 5.
He
might have a 6 in there. I'd have to look.
You know what? Don't just sit with the assist. Go for a career night in points tonight. Come on. Let's go.
And then how about Rantanen? He was cold, follows it up with 2. Obviously the answer is he's got to keep that going tonight, but what do we expect out of Rantanen?
Yeah, the thing with Rantanen is I'm never worried about the results as far as points are concerned. I'm worried about the consistency of his play.
Okay.
He's got to build off that game. He's got to continue doing the right things. If he does that, he'll be one of the best players in the league.
Shoot on the power play. Shoot on the power play. Please, top of the circle. Best shot in the league. Top 3 shot in the league from the top circle. Come on.
Okay.
Shoot it.
And then you've got a full complement of healthy defensemen. All 6 guys ready to go. A lot of pressure on them tonight, without a doubt. What do we expect from the 3 pairings of our blue liners?
You need Cale Makar to be Cale Makar. Not too worried about that. You need the best game of the year so far from Devon Taves, though. He's got to be the man. He's got to be a key part to shutting down this Winnipeg team. He's going to get the tough matchups, so buckle up, Taves.
Well, you took the words out of my mouth. As you and I were talking last game, we love him. But, there's another gear there, right? There's another gear there for Devon. My concern, I'm not worried about the back end. We've already talked about the goaltending. It's more the depth of the 4 lines of the Winnipeg Jets. If you're comparing that...
Great third line.
If you're comparing that to the 4 lines of the Avalanche tonight,
It's
There's
not
a big
close. It's not
disparity.
close.
It's not close.
Good
And
third
this is
line.
not being negative. This is just being honest. So that's why we say that on the back end and in behind the net. Sorry, you don't want him to be behind the net. You want him to be in front of the net. He's going to be if he's behind the net, we're in trouble. Well, we need him to be very strong in the net.
All right, puck drops in 10 minutes. It's on. What is it on tonight? Is it on?
It's on Channel 9.
Channel 9 tonight. So go watch our friends Kiefer, Mosier, Riker hanging out. Rachel, we love Rachel. Go watch the game, but put us on YouTube for the watch along. That starts in about 10 minutes or so. We're going to refresh our beverages and be ready to go. Of course, that pregame brought to you by our wonderful friends at Coors Light. We'll have a few of those tonight. We got some friends in the studio as well, so you might see an appearance by them. Hang around with us, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Do
We'll
you need a
be
beer?
going on. I'll get one.
Beer? Go get yourself a beer. As I always say, be nice to somebody. Make somebody's life better. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Call your mom.
We all silly like the mayor.